Hello students, today I am going to begin from multiplication of a vector by a scalar. Before this I have taught to you about vector addition and vector subtraction. Now today we will do multiplication of vector by the scalar. It's clear? So see here, scalar means by some number. So multiplication of a vector by some scalar. So see here, you can see here, suppose there is a vector A which is of 5 unit and its direction is north. Now if you multiply this vector with 2, so 2 times of vector A will be, magnitude will become 2 times, but the direction will remain as it is. That is, it will become 10 unit, direction will be north. It's clear. Now suppose if you multiply with -3 times of vector A. So because of this minus sign, direction will become opposite and magnitude will become 3 times. That is equals to 15 unit and direction will be now south. It is clear. So if you are multiplying by the positive sign, positive number, then the direction will remain as it is. But if you are multiplying by a negative number, then direction will be reversed. Direction will become opposite. And what will happen to the magnitude? Magnitude will become scalar number of times the magnitude of that given vector. A scalar number of times of that given vector. It is clear. So from these examples it is very clear. This is very simple thing, nothing difficult here. Now you see here unit vector. About unit vector already I have told in the beginning, it is the vector of one magnitude in any direction. Vector of unit magnitude in any direction. I have given some examples also. Here suppose this is vector F, force vector, and it is 10 Newton east. So what will be the unit force vector in the east direction? Unit force vector in the east direction. So unit vector, what is the symbol? It is cap. This cap is the symbol of unit vector. It will be 1 Newton east. It will be 1 Newton east. It is clear. Now see here. Here already I have told that unit vector A will be equal to vector A upon modulus of vector A. Modulus of vector A means it is the magnitude. It is simply the magnitude. It is clear. It is modulus of vector A. This we call as modulus of vector A, and modulus will be always positive. It is always positive. Maths student must be knowing this, that what is the meaning of modulus. So unit vector A equals to the vector A upon modulus of vector A. For example, what is the modulus of vector F here? Modulus of vector F is 10. So what will be the unit force vector? Divide this vector by 10. So when you will divide 10 upon 10, that is 1 Newton east. What will be the direction? It will be 1 Newton east. Now see here, unit vector in the x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. They have the specific symbols. Unit vectors in x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, they are denoted by I cap, j cap and k cap. Unit vector along x-axis. Along x-axis we denote by I cap. It's clear. How can you obtain the unit vector along x-axis or in any direction? You take some vector in that direction and divide that vector from the magnitude, or you simply make the magnitude of that vector as 1. Simply make the magnitude of that vector as 1. It's clear. So it will become unit vector. Now unit vector along y-axis. Vector along y-axis. It is denoted by k cap. J cap, not k cap, it is denoted by j cap. And unit vector along z direction, z axis, it is denoted by k cap. It's clear. So unit vectors are denoted by these symbols along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. What is the sole purpose of these unit vectors? So these unit vectors are used for imparting the direction to a given vector. They are used for imparting direction to a given vector. It is clear. Now see here. So on the plane of paper, how will you take the x-axis, y-axis and z-axis? X-axis is this, y-axis is this, and this is the z-axis. Actually the z-axis is this, but it cannot be shown this way because the plane of paper is this, so it is made here in this way. Here all the three axes are mutually perpendicular. X-axis is perpendicular to z as well as y. Y is perpendicular to z as well as x, and z is perpendicular to both x and y. Now after this we will see the resolution of a vector. First we will see resolution of vector in a plane and then in space. Resolution. Now what is the meaning of resolution? Resolution of a vector. What do you mean by resolution of a vector? So see here, suppose this is any vector A, or you can take it as vector AB, and you have to find its resolution along this line. Along this line you have to find the resolution. It's clear. How will you find its resolution along the line L? So this is the tail of the vector A, this is the head of vector A. So from A and B you draw the perpendicular over this line. From A and B draw the perpendicular over this line. It is clear. So here you will get this segment. This segment will be the resolution of vector A or component of vector A along the line L. It is what? Component. This we can name as PQ, component of vector AB here along line L. Along line L. It is the component of vector AB along the line L. Now see here, suppose what will be its magnitude? How will you find? So from here you draw the perpendicular. So when you will draw the perpendicular, so this angle will be 90. Now these two angles are already 90. This is 90, this is 90, this is, so this will also be 90. Means the PQ will have the same length as AM. It's clear. If we see that this makes an angle theta from the line L. If vector AB is making an angle theta from the line L, if this angle is theta, then here also this angle will be equal to theta. It's clear. Now how will you find AM? So see here in triangle AMB, it will be equal to cos theta equals to am upon ab, am upon ab. It's clear. Now am you have to find, ab is this, you have taken vector a whose or you have taken vector p, not vector, you take it as vector a, and what will be the magnitude of vector a? Magnitude of vector a will be equal to a, because here only magnitude comes here. So here what will be the cos theta? You can see here cos theta will be equal to am upon ab equal to length a. So what will be am? It will be equal to a cos theta. It will be equal to a cos theta. It's clear. So once again I am explaining this thing. You can see here. Once again I will explain it. How will you find the component geometrically, and then how will you find it mathematically? So see here, geometrically how will you find it? So suppose this is a vector a. Already I have told here, just revising it. This is vector a and you have to find its component along this line. It is clear. What is the procedure? From the initial and final point of vectors, you draw the perpendicular. It is clear. This you draw the perpendicular. So this will be this segment which is obtained on the line L. Which is obtained on the line L. It is the projection. It is the component of vector A. It is the component of vector A. It's clear. Component, or simply we say projection of vector A along line L. Along line L. What will be its magnitude? How will you find its magnitude? So you produce back this line till it meets to this line L. Suppose this angle is theta. So here this angle will also be theta. So what is the component? Here its magnitude is what? Its magnitude is equal to, simply denoted by A. So what is component of this vector whose magnitude is A at an angle theta? It comes out A cos theta. So we will remember that component of a vector at an angle theta will be equal to component of a vector A at an angle theta will be A cos theta, where A is what? It is the magnitude of vector A. That I am writing here, component of a vector A along the direction at an angle theta is A cos theta, where A is magnitude of the vector A. A is magnitude of the vector A. Now after this we will see the complete resolution of vector in two dimension, which we also call it the rectangular component of a vector in a plane. It's clear. So see here, rectangular component of vector in a plane. Rectangular component vector in a plane. This how means the complete resolution of vector in two dimensions. This is complete resolution of a vector in two dimension. It is clear. Now all of you see here, what is the meaning of complete resolution? That I will tell you later in the same topic. But first you see what is the rectangular component of vector. Rectangular component means those component which form two adjacent sides of the rectangle. Two adjacent sides of rectangle means both the components will be perpendicular to each other. Both the components will be perpendicular to each other. So you can see here, how will you do this? So see here, let this is a vector A. Here this I have taken this as a vector A, whose magnitude is this, and here this point as, we can name it this point as O. Now see here, you have to find its component along x-axis. In two dimension there will be two perpendicular direction, and other is along y-axis. This is along x-axis, this is the along y-axis. You have to find the component of vector A along x-axis and then along y-axis. What is its component along x-axis? So the same thing already I have told. What will be the component here? From here you draw the perpendicular. It's clear. So this you can name as OP. OP will be the component of vector A along x-axis, because from here you draw the perpendicular, so it falls at point P, and when you will draw from O, so it will coincide at the same point. So this is the OP is the component of vector A along x-axis. This you can name as its length equals to AX. So this will be the vector AX. This will be the vector AX. Similarly, you can find the component of vector along y-axis. How will you do? How will you find? From this and this point, you draw the perpendicular. So this perpendicular coincides here, and this will coincide here. When you will draw the perpendicular from here, it will coinciding at the point Q. It's clear. It is coinciding at the point Q. This will be the component along y-axis. Means you can say here what is vector AX. Vector AX is the component of, it is the x component of vector A, or component of vector A along x-axis, along x-axis, or it is the x component, x component of vector A. Now what is vector AY? It is what? Component of vector A along y-axis, or you can say it is the y component of vector A. Y component of vector A. It's clear. Now see here, how will you write these vectors, vector AX and vector AY, in terms of unit vector? In terms of unit vector, how will you write these? So already I have told that how will you write vector AX in terms of unit vector. So as you know that in order to find the unit vector along x-axis, you divide some vector along x-axis from their magnitude. So here already this vector Ax is given, whose magnitude is what? Whose magnitude is simply Ax. It is clear. It is simply Ax. So what will be the unit vector I? It will be equal to vector Ax upon modulus of vector Ax. Means it will be equal to vector Ax upon Ax. So what will be vector Ax? From here you can get vector Ax equals to, it is I cap into Ax. I cap into Ax. It's clear? Means here this is equals to I cap into Ax. Similarly, you can find here, if you see here, I am doing here, you can see here. Similarly, if you find out the unit vector along y-axis, how will you find unit vector along y-axis? Divide vector Ay by its magnitude. It's clear. What is the unit vector along y-axis? It is represented by j cap. It is clear. So it will be equal to vector Ay upon modulus of vector Ay. It's clear. That is equals to vector Ay upon Ay. So what is vector Ay? It is equals to j into unit vector j into Ay. It is clear. Means vector Ay is equal to what? From here you can see it is equal to vector Ay is equal to j cap into Ay. What is Ay? Ay is the magnitude of vector A. It is clear. So vector Ay you have written this way and vector Ax you have written this way. It is clear. Here I am enclosing. Vector Ax is this. Now see here, if you see in this diagram, once again you see here in this diagram, you will find that since this angle is 90, this is perpendicular you have drawn, so this is also 90. Here also you have drawn perpendicular, so this is also 90. So fourth angle will be automatically 90. And in that case, here I have taken this point as A, we can OQ will be equal to AP. Therefore, we can replace, we can shift this vector OQ here. This vector OQ here. So, vector OQ is what? Vector AY. So, from triangle law you can see here in this diagram, vector AX plus vector AY equals to vector A. Vector AX in triangle OPA from triangle law. You can see, if you see here you will find that AP equals to OQ and AP is also parallel to OQ. Why? Because both are perpendicular to x-axis. AP and OQ both are perpendicular to x-axis. So they are parallel also. It is clear? Equal why? Because all the angles are 90 in this quadrilateral. Therefore, vector AY can be represented as vector PA. Means here vector PA is simply what? It is vector AY. It's clear? It is simply what? Vector AY. Now in triangle OPA from triangle law of vector addition, in triangle OPA from triangle law of vector addition, So you will find that vector Ax plus vector Ay equals to vector A. It's clear? Vector Ax plus vector Ay equals to vector A. means from here you can deduce that the resultant of these two components is equal to vector A. Resultant of these two components is equal to vector A, means their combined effect is equal to vector A. So this is known as the complete resolution of vector A. It's clear? As resultant of both components is equal to vector A. Therefore, it is called complete resolution. Resolution of vector A. Why we call it as complete resolution of vector A? Because the combined effect of both the vectors, both the components is equal to vector A. Together, effect the resultant of these two components is equal to vector A. That's why it is called the complete resolution of vector A. It is clear? Here already I have written, you can see here that this is equals to vector A is equal to vector Ax plus vector Ay. We can write this in terms of the unit vector. This can be written in terms of the unit vector. You can see here. Since vector A is equal to I cap, here you see vector A is equal to vector Ax plus vector Ay. Vector Ax can be written as I cap into Ax and vector Ay as j cap into Ay. J cap into Ay, where Ax and Ay are the magnitudes of vector Ax and vector Ay. Means vector A equals to, it is I cap into Ax plus j cap into Ay. It's clear? This. Now one more thing. What is the magnitude of vector A in terms of Ax and Ay? So if you see from here, you will find you can apply Pythagoras theorem. This square plus this square equals to this square. Its magnitude is Ax, its magnitude is Ay, and its magnitude is A. Means A square equals to, from here you can see A square equals to Ax square plus Ay square. It's clear? This we have got from the Pythagoras theorem. Therefore, magnitude of vector A, magnitude of vector A. So, it will be equal to modulus of vector A equals to within square root Ax square plus Ay square. Ax square plus Ay square within square root. Now see here. Here you can see suppose now I am taking one example. Suppose it is given vector P equals to 3 times of unit vector I plus 4 times of unit vector j. It means what is its meaning? That vector P is having 3 unit component along, this is the unit vector along x-axis, this is the unit vector along y-axis. So vector P has 3 unit component along x-axis and 4 unit component along y axis. It's clear. Means x component is of 3 unit, y component is of 4 unit. If you have to find modulus, so how will you find? It will be 3 square plus 4 square. So that you know it is equal to root 25, means it will be of 5 unit. It is clear. Now suppose here if it is given vector p equals to minus 2i plus 3j, then it means what? X component is of minus 2 unit. What does it mean? That it has 2 unit component in the negative direction of x-axis. That is, vector p has 2 unit component along negative direction. Along negative direction of x-axis. It is clear. It has 2 unit component along negative direction of x-axis. It is clear. And what is the y component? 3 unit component. Y component is of 3 unit, which will be in the positive direction, because the value is in plus 3 unit. How will you find the magnitude here? So in the same way, here you can write within square root minus 2 whole square, not 2 whole square, it is minus 2 whole square plus 3 whole square. So it is equals to root 4 plus 9 equals to root 13 unit. Equals to root 13 unit. It is clear. Now suppose if it is given vector q equals to 4i minus 3k, in place of j there is k, means it, what does it mean? It means vector q has x component in the positive direction and it is of 4 unit, and z component in the negative direction which is of 3 unit. That is, vector q has x, positive x component, positive x component. Positive x component means it is directed in the positive direction of x-axis. Positive x component of 4 unit. It is clear. And negative z component three unit in negative z axis. In negative z axis. It is clear. If you find out the modulus here, so here also you can find in the same way. So it will be 4 ka whole square plus minus 3 ka whole square. So it will be equals to 16 plus 9 equals to root 25, and root 25 is equal to 5. It is clear. So this way you can find. It is clear. Now see here one more thing which I will tell in here. If you see, if you take this angle as theta, so what is the component of vector A, magnitude of component of vector A along x-axis? So you can see here, you apply in triangle OPA. In triangle OPA, you can see here, this I am showing here in the same diagram. Perhaps it will be visible to you. In triangle OPA, so you can see here cos theta equals to AX upon A. Cos theta equals to AX upon A. So what will be AX? ax equals to a cos theta. Ax equals to a cos theta. Now this angle is theta, so this angle will also be theta. It's clear? Or you can take this edge 90 minus theta. So first you see from here in triangle OQA. Triangle OQA. When you will apply sine theta equals to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So sine theta, it will be equal to OQ upon OA. OQ is how much? AY. And OA is what? It is A. So AY equals to A sine theta. Already I have told that if you have to find the component of a vector at an angle theta, so what will be? It will be vector A into cos of this angle. So A cos theta. Now here angle is theta, so what will be this angle? It will be 90 minus theta. It will be 90 minus theta. So what is component of this along y-axis? A cos of this angle. Cos of this, cos of 90 minus theta is sin theta. So it will be A sin theta, that we have got. It is clear? So see here. Now you can see here. Here we have written. You can see here. We have written vector Ax equals to, not vector Ax, vector A equals to vector Ax plus vector Ay. In unit vector it is written, I have written it I cap into Ax plus j cap into Ay. It's clear? Now Ax can be written as A cos theta, Ay can be written as A sin theta. So I cap into A cos theta plus j cap into A sin theta. It's clear? This is vector A. So this is the resolution of a vector in 2 dimensions. Now in the same way, the same idea can be propagated for 3 dimensions. Resolution of vector in 3 dimensions. So that I am going to explain you. We will apply the same concept in 3 dimensions. And this is the complete resolution. It's clear? Complete resolution means the resultant of these 2 components is equal to the vector itself. It is clear? So you see here. Resolution of vector in 3 dimensions. Resolution of vector in 3 dimensions means in 3 perpendicular directions. Means we can say that in space, as you know that chींटी is moving on the plane surface while the mosquito is flying, machhar is flying in the space. It's clear? It can move in all the direction along x-axis, y-axis as well as z-axis. So you can see here. And here this diagram is not correct. I am drawing here. In that way it can be drawn very easily. So you see here. Here it will become little bit difficult in drawing. So see here, how will you draw it? First you make a rectangle. Now see, I am using a different pen. So this will form a cuboid here. It will become a cuboid. It is clear. Now you join this, and here it is this. And this I have joined. This is the z axis. This is the x axis. And this is the y axis. X axis, y axis, and z axis. This is x axis, this is the y axis, and this is the z axis. This is origin. Here there is unit vector I, in this direction unit vector j, and in this direction unit vector k. It's clear. Now you draw a vector OA here. This is the vector OA. This has been drawn here. This is vector OA. What will be its x component? Its x component will be equal to this. This is the x component of vector A. It's clear. Which will be equal in length to AX. Which will be equal in length to AX. Here it appears longer than vector A, but actually the diagram is of 3 dimensions. It's clear. When you will see in the 3 dimension, then you can see here you are sitting in a room, so you take 2 adjacent sides of the floor of the room. You take 2 adjacent sides of the floor of the room. You imagine, as I am saying, so you imagine in that way. You take one side as x-axis and other side as y-axis. It's clear. One side as x-axis, other side as y-axis, and height of the room as the z-axis. It's clear. So it will be like this, something like this. I am showing here. I am trying to show you. This is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is the z-axis. It is clear. This is the z-axis, and the vector is this. Here vector is itself this. It is clear. So what will be? Let me draw here white page. On white page I am going to show you. This is the x-axis. This is x-axis and this is the y-axis. And here this is the z-axis. And vector A is this. This is the vector A. Or you simply show the z direction. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. And vector z-axis is this, by this way. It's clear. And here this is the vector, is x component of vector is this. This is the x component. This is the y component of vector A. It's clear. And here this is the z-axis, z component is this. So see here, x component is ax, vector ax. Y component is vector ay. What will be their resultant? Their resultant will be obtained by completing the parallelogram. This will be the vector ax plus vector ay. It's clear. This is the vector Ax plus vector Ay. Now here z component is along z axis, so you take this as z component. It is clear. This is vector Ax plus vector Ay. This total is vector Ax plus vector Ay, and z component is this. So what will be the resultant? The resultant will be represented by this. It is clear. From triangle law, you can see here resultant will be represented by the triangle law by this way. It's clear. This is vector Ax plus vector Ay. Here, let me show you. This is vector Ax plus vector Ay, and this is vector Az. So what will be this? This will be vector Ax plus vector Ay plus vector Az. It's clear. Vector Ax, x component, y component, their resultant will be on this plane. This is the vector Az. So what will be this vector plus this vector? It will be equal to this vector which you have taken as vector A. Which you have taken as vector A. So see here, on returning on this diagram, so this will be the x component of vector A. This will be the y component of vector A, and this is the z component of vector A. Means you can write vector A equals to vector Ax plus vector Ay plus vector Az. Now vector A equals to, it is I cap into Ax plus j cap into Ay plus k cap into Az. As we have written in 2 dimension, we have written in 3 dimension in this way. Vector A equals to I cap into Ax plus j cap into Ay plus k cap into Az. What is Ax? Magnitude of vector Ax. Ay, magnitude of vector Ay. Az, magnitude of vector Az. What will be the modulus of vector A? It will be equal to Ax square plus Ay square plus Az square. It's clear. Modulus of vector A will be equal to this. Means, suppose it is given, here I am explaining this thing by taking one example. Suppose it is given vector A equals to minus 3i plus 2j plus 4k. Means it has 3 unit component along negative direction of x-axis, 2 unit component along positive direction of y-axis, and 4 unit component along positive direction of z-axis. What will be the magnitude of vector A? That can be found in the same way, minus 3 whole square plus 2 whole square plus 4 whole square. So when you will simplify, it is 9 plus 4 plus 16, that is square root 29. So in this lecture, we will do only up to here. In the next lecture, I will discuss the multiplication in between 2 vectors. It's clear. So I hope that you have understood this, and if you have any problem, then you can ask.